Darth Krayt was a Sith Lord that reigned after the time of the Empire, Vader and Sidious. He was a Sith that again managed to eliminate a large section of the Jedi Order, including Luke's descendant, Cole Skywalker. While Krayt was always a powerful and noteworthy user of the Force, his natural affinity with it was never among the greats such as Anakin or Luke Skywalker. However, he grew to certainly rival both of these individuals, and some may even argue rivaled the mighty Darth Sidious himself. But how did Darth Krayt achieve this, and what made him one of the most powerful Sith Lords in galactic history? In anything and everything Krayt did, he pushed himself to the limit. Before he became a Jedi Knight, he trained and hunted endlessly on the desert world of Tatooine in order to one day become a Tusken chieftain like his father. As a Jedi, he trained to harness his lust for revenge, and as a student of the dark side, he trained to embrace it. But there were two distinct reasons that pushed Krayt farther than perhaps any Sith in history, and that is variety of training and time. Krayt has seemingly lived several lifetimes. He trained as a Jedi for years, even achieving the rank of Jedi Master before Order 66. After surviving the Great Jedi Purge, he developed skills as a bounty hunter and mercenary for hire, and as a student of the dark side of the Force, he learned from several masters, as well as the ancient texts and holocrons of ancient Sith Lords. Similar to the likes of Darth Bane and Revan before him, as well as many other famous Sith Lords, Krayt craved knowledge, and this knowledge is in part what contributed to his success as a Lord of the Sith. The second, and perhaps even more influential reason, is again, time. Krayt was never rushed into his role as a Sith Lord like the likes of Darth Vader. He had time to develop both his skills and knowledge, but also his hatred and emotions. After Luke Skywalker re-established the Jedi Order, Krayt did not immediately attack, realizing the threat that Luke posed to the Sith. He instead bided his time in the shadows, even at one point aiding Luke in defeating Abeloth. Luke turned to find the form of a shadow-wrapped human approaching from the shore by which Luke had entered the water, the same shore by which all mortals came to the Lake of Apparitions. The silhouette was tall and broad-shouldered, with a head hooded in darkness and glowing eyes that never seemed to match colors, that went from brown to orange and yellow to blue, that sometimes grew dark and ebony and seemed to not be there at all. As the silhouette drew nearer, it began to resemble a man Luke had seen many years before, a man who had appeared only in his dreams and always shortly before he awoke, feeling uneasy and frightened. Krayt, just like the Sith from the Rule of Two era, learned patience. Krayt also did not waste his time wandering the galaxy. He instead, for decades, placed the Sith Empire in the hands of his most trusted servants, and placed himself within stasis. This time, however, was not wasted. As Krayt's body remained within stasis, his aging drastically decreased, and he used the Force to reach the minds of the Sith and Darksiders across the galaxy, bidding them to answer his call and join the One Sith. The best comparison to draw to Krayt would actually be the Jedi Grandmaster Yoda. Yoda was already extremely naturally gifted with his use of the Force, but he also exercised patience when using it. He took the time to develop his skills and learn from a large array of Jedi Knights. Again, Yoda's natural talent was impressive, but his experience is what truly made him dangerous. Krayt's time in stasis also allowed him to bide and build his power, as instead of expelling it regularly, it was allowed to grow in power uninterrupted. Krayt's training was also hugely varied, learning from his father, a former Jedi prodigy in the ways of a Tusken, and under such legendary masters as Ki-Adi-Mundi and the Dark Woman Anya Kuro as a Jedi. As a Sith Lord, Krayt learned from ancient Sith spirits, and even following this, gained access to the holocrons of Bane and Dedu and Darth Nihilus, determined to learn all of their many secrets. Krayt's very lightsaber style mirrored his training, being a master of Jarkai dual blade fencing, an offshoot of Form 6, Nyman, which is a hybridized fighting style taking pieces from all of the other lightsaber forms. Krayt would practice his abilities and develop and use them in unconventional ways, using Force lightning to intimidate and engulf a subject in its power without harming them in the slightest. Krayt became obsessed with learning from those around him and furthering his power. When he encountered Cade Skywalker and discovered that he had taken the Shatterpoint ability to the highest degree, calling it Dark Transfer, he resolved to learn this power. I got this crazy healing ability. I can see the weak points in you like broken red lines. I can see where you got wounded recently. Someone smacked you during a sparring session? Bet it was Nile. I could heal that hurt. Pour the Force into the place where the red lines intersect. Or, and here's a new idea, maybe I could explode that point. Kill you. Interesting idea. Should we try? This ability brought Krayt to the point where he could learn and even master new abilities simply by making physical contact with the subject, and was able to do so using this ability. So that is how Darth Krayt became one of the most powerful Sith Lords in the Star Wars universe, and how he was able to claim much of the galaxy like other great Sith had before him. Krayt's willingness to learn and time made him exceptionally powerful and dangerous, and he was most certainly a Force adept that took his natural ability to its peak, unlike many of the characters we know within the Star Wars mythos. So what is your opinion of Darth Krayt and his immense power? If you have other characters you would like to see explained and explored in this series, where we take a look at not only how powerful a certain character is, but how they achieved it, be sure to request it in the comments below. And if you would like to see my previous episode in the series where we discuss Starkiller and how he achieved his power, the link to that video will be in the description. But as a big final question to this video, who do you think would win in an all-out battle between the culmination of the rule of 2 Sith, Darth Sidious, and the master of the rule of 1, Darth Krayt? If you want to learn more about Krayt, I will also link another video below where we discuss his history and true extent of his Force abilities and lightsaber skills. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to ensure that you become a living holocron today. If you enjoyed the video and feel it deserves it, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, as it helps me out a great deal. If you'd like to speak or contact me directly, the best place to do so is on my Twitter @StupendousWave. If you have any future potential video ideas you would like to see explored, be sure to leave them in the comments down below, as I go through them very often. Thanks as always so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.